Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today in this segment, I want to talk about Leigh Wood. Now, he has an interview with October Red. If you don't know about October Red, check out my homegirl, October Red, on YouTube. She's on Instagram and she's on Twitter as well. She's very good YouTuber, very good interviewer. But anyway, I'm going to play her interview with Leigh Wood and then I will get back into it after. So with no further ado,
speak with the man of the hour, the man of the week, the man of the weekend, the man of Saturday night. Welcome back. It's the one, the only Leigh Wood. What?
I'm trying, you know. No, I like you. You always do a good job of this. I can't wait. Saturday night, you know, this side of things, I'm a bit camera shy, you could say, but I've got better over the years, but I don't really enjoy it. Yesterday, the open workout, I don't really enjoy it. Tomorrow, the way definitely don't enjoy that day, but fight night is what I do enjoy. And I can't wait.
I'm going to tell a little story about you. Sorry, I've got to put the sun on just so you can look really beautiful. There we go. Sorry, it is really bright. You came to my attention when you fought Mick Conlan, and it wasn't the fight itself, it was your emotion in the post-fight presser. I stood there shocked because I didn't realise, because I hadn't followed you all the way through your career, ignorantly, what that meant to you, and it was from then that you gained a fan.
Yeah, I was very emotional after that fight. I sacrificed a lot.
Yep.
I went through a lot that camp. I went through a lot that night. And you know, all I wanted to do was see my kids, and was in bed, and it's like, you know, I'd not seen them for so long. And, you know, very emotional, but you know, it's kind of the moments where like I've done what I wanted to do. I've done it in great fashion. Done it the hard way. Not just that night. A few coming back from years, and secure my future, my family's future, and yeah, it was a bit emotional.
Emotional but well deserved. What we learned from that night, if those of you that picked up the journey the same time I did, is that you're a true, you can't buy heart, you can't teach heart, and that is something that you do have. You're prepared to leave absolutely everything in that ring in order to get that win, and that is something that you can't teach people. And I spoke to Ben about that earlier.
Yeah, I think it's well, they say it's ingrained in it. It's fight or flight.
Yeah, facts.
I'm definitely a fight. There'll be times in the past when like I'll avoid confrontation, then it gets to the point where it's like it's on now, and that's it. There's no turning back. It's fight night does that for me. Outside the ring, I'm the most calmest, probably quite emotional person. Cool, calm, collected, quite reserved. On fight night, you know, off.
The skill that boxers possess, the skill that Joe Public, like myself, may not have, that ability to switch, that ability to turn on and literally zone into that fight. A fight that you're going to have to be really switched on with Josh. Everyone said it, he's got the bit between his teeth. He really wants this because he's kind of like coming in from all those incredible past wins as the underdog, obviously you being the champion. That pressure, what does that do for you when you know that he's coming in for you like that?
You know, same thing every time, you know, it's nothing I've seen before. Conlan wanted to win so bad. Horror as well, like.
Yeah?
I've seen it many times before, but I've worked so hard to get here. I've been through so much to get here. It's not even about what's right on the night, you know. It's everything I've ingrained in myself, the discipline, my day-to-day life, my routine, everything. I just live boxing. So I don't need to get myself up for one night. This is what I do, week in, week out, and I'm going to enjoy it.
I said to your trainer earlier, this is kind of like, and this is just my words, the way I put it. This is like, your story is like the Cinderella story. You know, the one that was kind of like left in the cupboard, but then they finally come out and ended up, not saying that you're a princess, you know what I mean, in a world like today.
I'm a little princess. You ask my friends to say I like one.
You know what I mean?
I agree
Rags
with
to
you.
riches.
Yeah, for sure, I agree with you, and it's not over yet. There's a few chapters there.
Yeah.
This one on Saturday night. Then I want my fairy tale ending, as you say, the sitting ground and win this fight. And I get a ticket today. That's not just fight the sitting ground. Jobs are good. I need to win. I need to win the sitting ground as well. For that day.
What we like in boxing is winner stays on, that desperation from the fighters, but a good desperation, a competitive desperation of what it means to them to literally push through. A lot of fighters say, yeah, we're prize fighters, we're in it for money. But when that bell goes, that first bell goes, money's out the window. You just want that win.
Yeah, for sure. After Laura won, it's probably secured my future financially. So everything else after that, it wasn't like, oh, well, forget it now. I've got my minimum minutes. It wasn't like that. It's never been like that. It's never. My ambition when I was a kid, when I first started boxing, was to make a load of money because I didn't even know fighters got paid when I started boxing.
Okay.
You know, it's good to take that pressure off, and I've worked all my life to get to this stage since I was 12 years old, now I'm 35. So it's nice to have that, but at the same time, that's not what gets me up in the morning, gets me to the gym, stops me eating certain food when I'm starving, and puts 100% every day into my camp. It's not, and it's the will to win, the will to be great, and to leave a bit of a legacy, make history, and all being well, which I think I'm pretty close to being regarded as one of the best featherweights this country's produced.
When you're in that ring, you're the fighter. What is the most gratitude? What is the thing that you feel the most in your heart, in your chest, when you've achieved something? Is it the knockout? Is it the win itself? Would it be the fact of somebody throwing in the towel with your opponent? I just want to know where your mindset is. What is the greatest gratitude that you get from inside of the ring, in that moment, in that fight?
Just leaving the fans happy, getting the win. That's a nice feeling when everyone's had a good night. And also, it's probably slightly better when the people don't think you can win, other people don't think you can win. Obviously, your fans are always there. It's nice to keep them happy, but when especially so-called experts give an opinion and they're wrong, prove them right, wrong. But most of all, it's about me and my journey and proving myself right.
I'm going to leave it on that note because I know you must be tired. I know you're hungry. I know it's weigh-in day tomorrow. But listen, thank you for keeping the fans entertained. The Cinderella story, we love it. We do love a rags to riches story, and we wish you all the best for your fight on Saturday night.
Thanks a lot, rags to riches, Cinderella story, and there's a few more big nights to come.
So from October Red's interview there, we get a lot to unpack. So we get a sense of what Leigh Wood is actually like as a person and as a boxer. So she mentions that his emotion after the fight, so this gives an insight into his character. So it gives an insight into what motivates Leigh Wood, and it seems that his family and the discipline that he has motivates him to actually progress. And being virtually unknown until the Mick Conlan fight, and then going out and knocking out Mick Conlan in spectacular fashion, and then going on to do what he's done, getting beat by Lara and then coming back and defeating Lara, and then going into this fight with Josh Warrington. It is like, I don't know if you've ever seen the film The Cinderella Man. So it's like we've got our own featherweight version of the Cinderella Man, and he's 35, so he's come into prominence pretty late in the game, in his boxing career. But other things to note about what he was saying about boxing is that it's a passion for him, and when he started initially, he didn't even know that boxers got paid. So it just goes to show he's dedicated to his craft, his sport. It's his love. You know, he's married to boxing. So within that sense, you get the sense that he lives and breathes it. Similar to Terence Crawford. And he likes to prove the doubters wrong. But the great thing, what's great about Leigh Wood is that he likes to bring entertainment for the fans. So you know kind of what you're gonna get with him. You're gonna get spectacular fashion. Someone's gonna get knocked out, and if he's not gonna get knocked out, he's gonna go out on his shield. So he's gonna produce something that's exciting to watch. So he's one of those, I think, that rises to the occasion, because he said himself he's more of a cool, calm, collected kind of person. But when he needs to turn on the switch and he goes in the ring, it's fight mode. He just switches, he's ready. So you kind of know what type of person he is. He doesn't really show that kind of overly aggressive fighter that's putting on, I don't know, a show to show how tough he is. I think in his personality, it's more of he's like a kind of introvert, but that kind of becomes very aggressively extrovert once he's threatened. So he's more of a defensive minded person in the sense that he'll only unleash the shadow when it needs to be unleashed. He doesn't let it just run wild and control him. He controls it. So it's like a dog on the leash, and it's just there when he's ready to let it go. So that's a good way to look at your boxing ability. It's kind of similar to Terence Crawford. Again, I know I keep making these parallels, but he's that kind of guy. He does come across as kind of very mild-mannered, very chilled, but when the Jekyll of Mr. Hyde needs to come out, or Mr. Hyde, I should say, needs to come out, he lets it out. So, you know, the dark id, the dark ego, that part of boxing comes out. But it's kind of true. A lot of people that do box have an alter ego, you know, and they let that person out in the ring. It's like another facet of the psyche and the personality, and it comes out in certain aspects, in certain situations and certain scenarios where you need to become that person to get whatever job it is done. You know what I mean? So, but she asked some pretty good questions, October Red, and the interview is actually pretty good, and it gives you more of an insight into Leigh Wood and what motivates him and what drives him. So come Saturday night, I think we're in for a barnstormer, and I'm still going to stick with Leigh Wood. I think he's going to knock Josh Warrington out. I think it's going to be spectacular, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people, and he's going to gain a lot more fans. And I'm not saying it's going to be the end of Josh Warrington's career, but I think it will be a hard road for him to come back from, because he has had his big nights and he's had his wins and he's had his fame, I should say, and he's had his moment in the sun. So I think it's time for Leigh Wood to step in the shade. I mean, step in the sunlight and get some of that glory. So leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.